The start of the end of a very long season, round 12 here in Mexico, and a small number but very elite women's field here. Sarah Gruff, one of the big swimmers, expected to be in the lead, and that is Jody Swallow right there. She's a tremendous swimmer as well. Sarah Haskins, silver medalist at the World Championships. She had an 11th place finish at the Olympic Games. We're watching the women go through the early stages, 25-degree water temperature, and that certainly means no wetsuits here. It's a small inner harbor. They don't have to worry about huge waves as we watch the women on the feet. That was Gruff in the lead. Jody Swallow sitting on the Americans' feet as we start to look back. Pilar Hidalgo into that group as well, the very quick Spanish athlete. Out of the water, that is in fact Sarah Gruff, and she has had a great season, a couple fourth place finishes. She will get the swim premium. She goes back into the water. There's Jody Swallow just behind her as well, and you can see there's Andrea Hewitt into that bunch along with Pilar Hidalgo. That group of four have gotten away. That's Haskins. She's all by herself, going to have to make up a bit of time as she goes back into the water. There's Andrea Hewitt with Andrea Whitcomb, with a great solid swim as they go through. Still no Sam Warriner. That's Warriner just going into the water, so she's going to have to make up a bit of time. Lisa Norden back further than she would like to be as well. Just perfect swimming conditions here as the final race. It started in Australia back in March, and the women and men have been racing all over the world, but certainly the Olympic Games, the focus of 2008. That, in fact, is Sarah Gruff out of the water. Haskins catching up beside, so the two American swimmers have worked very well through the last stages. It's a very long run to the transition zone. Jody Swallow, Andrea Hewitt, and there's Pilar Hidalgo, the group of five out of the water. Hidalgo falling behind already through the long run to the transition zone. Swallow to the right, Haskins and Gruff to the left. Andrea Hewitt just putting on her glasses as the group will go out on what might be the hardest bike course the women and men have raced on in 2008. A huge hill. They've got to go up and over it both times. In both directions, a total of 8 times, 16 total hills. That's Jody Swallow. There's Andrea Hewitt working up the hill. Sarah Haskins and Sarah Gruff as well. Already they have dropped Pilar Hidalgo, and we'll have to see where Sam Warriner is. Warriner has had a bit of time to make up out of the water, but she is a tremendous cyclist. In fact, there she is. She's already caught on to this group, so she has ridden very well through the early stages. A little bit of cloud cover over the day, but it's about 38 or 39 degrees. That is Lisa Norden right there and Andrea Whitcomb. A couple of 180-degree turns on this course. The pavement not the best, and the women are going to have to watch it now. Down to a group of 4, and that is Warriner taking on a bit of water. I think they've lost Sarah Haskins with maybe a flat tire through the last couple of laps. That's Lisa Norden and Andrea Whitcomb. They are back by about a minute and a half, and Norden has done a tremendous amount of work on this very hilly bike. You can see the sun blazing down on the women as they come in. It'll be 4 loops on the run. A very hilly run course as well. They're going to be about 2 hours and 12 or 2:13 for total time, so you can tell how much slower this. There's Sam Warriner. She's got to get a top 7 today to claim the #1 ranking for the 2008 season. Hewitt first out. There comes Warriner, and she looks to be very committed going out. That's Sarah Gruff. She's never been on the podium before. Here comes Lisa Norden, the former 2300 world champion, Olympian from Sweden. She had her first World Cup win just a few weeks ago in France, and she's going to have to make up a bit of time. She had a big victory in Dallas, Texas just a few weeks ago. There's Andrea Whitcomb trying to get herself in the top 6 to finish off the season. Norden out onto the run. Whitcomb will be just a few seconds behind her, and we know her tremendous running ability. The pavement is absolutely burning, and these women are struggling out here in the heat of the day here in Mexico. And that is Warriner. She has run away from the competition. She only needed a top 7 to claim #1 for the season, but after her disappointing 16th place finish at the Olympic Games, she's going to want to prove something here by trying to win this final race. There is Sarah Gruff trying to track down Jody Swallow through the early stages of this run. Whitcomb starting to run through the field. She's got away from Lisa Norden now, and Whitcomb, a beautiful runner, a former 5,000 meter runner, so we know her running capacity. A bit of a foot injury early on in the season, and here comes Warriner, who will claim the victory and #1 for 2008. She will become the oldest athlete to finish the season ranked #1, and what an amazing career it has been. 7 World Cup wins. There comes Gruff, the first time for her ever to be on the podium. Remember how she dealt with the heat in Hungary? Well, she came back with a great performance here, a silver medal performance, and there's Andrea Whitcomb with the day's fastest run. What an amazing performance here in the heat of Mexico.
This is the fairy tale. This is the fairy tale ending to win the World Cup and to win the World Cup Series. Fairy tale ending to the year, and I'm just stoked. I can't put it into words. I'm always the number 2 and 3 girl, and this year I'm on top, and it just, yeah, I don't think it's really sunk in yet. It just means the world to me. I just know how hard I've trained and worked for this moment.
You know, that was my biggest goal for this race, that and to cross the finish line without, you know, major problems, and I did both, so I'm happy.
I think that was the hardest race I've ever done in my life. The hill was an absolute killer, and it was just so hot out there. I'm just so pleased to come third. I don't know how I managed it actually.
A very happy Sam Warriner finishes the season off with a victory and #1 ranking in the world. There is Sarah Gruff, first time on the podium, and Miss Reliable, Andrea Whitcomb, finishes off in third.